Welcome to the 27th Annual Conference of the Forum for Macroeconomics and Macroeconomic Policies, FMM. This time not in central Berlin, but on the edge. Well, the formulation "but on the edge" comes from our native speaker. My suggestion was way outside Berlin, but he thought it sounds nicer. Why do we have a new location this time? Well, as you may have heard, hotel prices had increased sharply, so it very much relates to the theme of our conference. Yet we wanted to maintain the number of participants that we used to have in the past. So we had to decide what to do, and we wanted to maintain the number of participants, so we are happy that we found a place that still allows us to organize a conference as in previous years. And we accepted that it may then be less convenient for traveling and maybe also less convenient for experiencing Berlin nightlife, but hopefully you have a chance to do so after Saturday evening. For those of you who attend this conference for the first time, let me briefly introduce the FMM. It's a research network hosted and financially supported by the Macroeconomic Policy Institute, the IMK, of the Hans-Böckler Foundation. The FMM has a steering committee consisting of 15 economists, mainly based in Germany, Austria, and the UK. There are two speakers of the committee. That's Andy Watt, he's sitting there, and me. We are glad that this event received so much interest, with about more than 350 registered participants coming to Berlin from all over the world. So we are more or less back at pre-pandemic levels, and we're very happy about that. Since years, the conference has established itself as one of the biggest annual economics conferences in Europe. We are particularly proud of having received so many good paper proposals by young economists. It is one of the main objectives of the FMM and the IMK to bring together young and senior economists, those that are in various ways discontent with the prevailing orthodoxy in economics and are eager to explore new and more useful ways of doing economics. One element to bring all these different economists together is a tradition of organizing a pre-conference workshop, which took place this morning and also this afternoon with about 150 participants. We are grateful to Antonella Stirati, Marc Lavoie, and Robert Blecker for having provided excellent introductory courses with a non-orthodox view on economics. And we thank Jan Wieringer for organizing and sharing the workshop. I can't see him at the moment. So. Another element to bring together senior and young economists are the 6 parallel graduate student sessions that will take place tomorrow at 11:30. They feature 24 papers from young scholars dealing with pressing issues like effects of inflation and inequality, ecological transition, and many other important subjects. I hope you all go there, enjoy it, and contribute to their research. The broader pluralist movement, of which the FMN is one part, has seen increasing support, particularly since the financial crisis. Its arguments are now, in times of multiple crises, discussed more widely than before in the academic mainstream. Intellectual and financial support by the Hans-Böckler Foundation, INET, and other donors have played a part here. But crucial was the momentum created by the activities of students in many countries, challenging orthodox teaching together with the research of scholars from dissenting and heterodox traditions that have also been regulars at this conference. This year's conference topic is inflation, distributional conflict, and just transition. We will be focusing on topics such as causes of inflation, monetary and fiscal policy, and the impact on inflation, inequality and distributional conflict, anti-inflationary policy measures, wage and labor market policies in the context of high inflation, industrial policy, green transformation and its macroeconomic impacts. So let us focus on what this conference can contribute to the topics. Our 3 plenary sessions, today, tomorrow, and on Saturday, have been organized in a manner to look into the different aspects of all these topics that you see in the title. And in a few minutes, the first plenary session will be on causes of inflation. Eckhart Hein, Marc Lavoie, and Serva Storm will discuss complementing approaches for explaining current inflation. They're all sitting here in the first row, but you will anyway see them in a second. It will be chaired by Özlem Onaran, so thanks to you already. But there's a special thanks going to Marc Lavoie because he accepted to step in and replace Helene Schubert at short notice. So you may have noticed that on your printed out outline of the conference, there's still one incorrect name. The second plenary on Friday evening will go into the details of experiences with inflation, distributional conflict, and counter-inflationary policies. It will be chaired by Thorsten Nichoy. Arendraje Dube, Liliane Rolem, and Andrew Watt will shed some light on experiences in different countries. And in the concluding plenary session on Saturday, Leila Davis, Christian Schoder, and Miguel Gil Tetre will discuss distribution and policies of just transition. This session will be chaired by Sebastian Gechert. As you may know, we always receive a tremendous number of very interesting paper proposals, and again for this conference. Unfortunately, due to space constraints, we had to reject a very large amount of promising papers. So with more than 140 presentations, this conference is fully booked out. And so unfortunately, you will not be able to see those that we had to reject, but those that have been accepted, you can download the papers through the conference webpage if you're interested. Please be aware that we needed to make a small number of changes to the program due to late cancellations by participants. So that's why I would ask you to always check if sessions you plan to attend have been changed. And if some of your friends and colleagues could not make it to this conference, you may want to direct them to the live stream that we provide for the plenary sessions of this conference. If you're active on social media and want to share conference experiences, please do so by using the hashtag of 27FMM. You also have it on the program. Similarly to past conferences, we will again publish a selection of papers after the conference in a special Papers and Proceeding issues. We are happy to announce that Egypt has become an open access journal in 2023, so you can now read all the articles without subscription. And in theory, we also wanted to make sure that the papers from last conference are already published and available. It can only be minutes, hours, days. We don't know what's happening, but sooner or later, all the papers of the past conference should be available. Hopefully, it's just taking a day, I don't know. So let me come to my end. This conference could not take place without financial support, and that's why we would especially like to thank the Hans-Böckler Foundation for the generous financial support of this conference. Moreover, let me also thank the INET Young Scholar Initiative for providing travel grants for graduate student presenters. There's one more thing. Of course, we also want to thank especially all people involved in organizing this conference. So thanks to everyone for your effort and contributions. Thanks to all of you that came to this conference. So let me thank you for not just coming, but participating and providing interesting details. And I hope we will all have a very special, interesting experience. So thanks again, and let's start with the conference.